Hi, I'm Rebecca. Welcome to my Simple Country Life.
This is the first out of 3 videos you'll be seeing, where in all 3 I have on my Have a Heart Rescue shirt because I sat out here on February 13th and worked on 3 garden projects. The video ended up being over an hour long, so I broke it up into 3 parts. What you're seeing today on the 19th is the winter sowing portion of the video, where I winter sowed some native flowers for our St. Francis bed, and hopefully they will do well. So please enjoy the video.
Let's do some winter sowing.
Winter sowing is when you take plants, generally ones that need winter stratification, which means they need the cold, the freezing cold, and the cold to help them know when to wake up. So they get cold, and then when the weather starts warming up and the temperature gets right, then they're like, it's time to wake up, and they start germinating and growing and putting out their stuff. So I am doing it. Most people do it in milk jugs, and I don't have milk jugs, I have tea jugs because my husband drinks tea. So, but I'm not using milk jugs. I am using, and these are what I used last year. You can see that I still have some stickers on them. But I'm using ice cream buckets, and I drilled holes in the bottom, and I drilled holes in the top. The holes in the bottom are for drainage. The holes in the top are for letting in rain and snow. This is a moist germination method. You don't want the soil to dry out. Steph from Hooked and Rooted did a really good video on winter sowing, and she had done it like over a year, so it showed her like planting the stuff in her milk jugs and how she did the milk jugs and how she planted everything, and then it showed like in the spring when she opened the jugs up and it had all the seedlings and everything, and it had been her planting them out in her garden and how well they did. So she has a really good video on it. I'm not an expert on winter sowing. I did some last year, had success with it, and so I'm doing it again this year because it's just easy, and it's kind of set it and forget it. You put your dirt, you fill this about 3 inches deep with the dirt. You plant your seeds however deep that says to plant your seeds, and you water it. Make sure it's thoroughly watered, and then you just set it out in your yard, and you just check on it every now and then. Like if you don't get a lot of rain or snow, you're going to check on it to make sure it's still moist, and you can usually tell it, like if you pick it up, if it's real light, it needs water. If you pick it up and it's heavy, it's probably good to go. But I do like these because I can, if I want to, take the lid off and check on them, but you're really just supposed to like set them and get them. But I kind of, I gotta check on stuff. I'm nosy. So today I'm doing butterfly weed, and it does say pre-chilling improves germination. I have swamp milkweed carmine, which I believe means it's going to be red, and it says cold stratification, yes. And then also from Eden Brothers, I have swamp milkweed white, cold stratification, yes. And again, the stratification is the freezing and thawing that helps crack the shell. And then it likes the cold, it likes having a cold season. Like some bulbs have to be put in the refrigerator. If you live in a warm climate like California, you have to put the bulbs in the refrigerator before you plant them, so that they know the temperature change. And these perennials are kind of like that too. We have Joe Pie weed, cold stratification, yes. I'm not sure what color this is. It may not matter. It may be all different colors. And I have Alba California poppy seeds, cold stratification, yes. And I'm guessing Alba, I'm going to say that means white. And then Missouri primrose seeds, dwarf, cold stratification, yes. So I've got 6 seeds, packets of seeds, 6 of these buckets, and we're just going to plant them up, water them down, put the lids on them, and set them out in the yard. That's about 3 inches of dirt in there. I'm going to pat it down just a little bit, not too much, not too crazy, because we want the seeds to do their thing. All right, so first one up is Missouri Primrose seeds. Let me find, there's my dwarf Missouri Primrose thingy. And I order these tags off of Amazon, 100 for like $5 or $6. And then I print out, with my brother P-Touch, I print out the labels. And so far, all the ones I did spring last year, everything are still looking good and I can still read them. So I'm hoping this will be a good method of labeling stuff. All right, so Missouri Primrose, plant depth 1/16 inch. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to lay them on the, oh, I need to go get scissors and I need to go get their vermiculite. Okay, I went in to get scissors, forgetting that I have scissors in my handy dandy bucket bag. Y'all. Okay, so now, so 1/16 inch is not very much. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put the seeds on top and sprinkle a little dirt soil on top, and then sprinkle a little vermiculite on top. And the vermiculite is helps with retaining moisture, which is what you want with these, because you do not want your, well, I don't think with anything that you want your soil to dry out, because the seedlings don't like it. Of course, there's some that don't like me too wet, some that don't like too dry, and yada yada yada. And I am going to actually, I learned this last year from Eden Brothers seeds, I'm going to cut from the bottom, because if you cut from the top, you're cutting through some of the information, and I don't want to do that. And there's a seed stuck there, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to cut this off there. Okay, and then these are, this is the Missouri Primrose seed. And even though it's not a very big plant, it's a pretty decent sized seed. So let me get some pulled out here, and let's see how many, last year, I think my biggest problem was I just kind of like tossed the whole packet in there, and it was just a big jumbled mess, and I don't want to do that this year. So let's see. It's a round bucket, and you're really not be able to see me doing this, but there's the dirt, here's the seeds. I'm going to try to space them out fairly decently. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where did I start at? I don't even remember. 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel like that's a good amount. If they all germinate, that would be fantastic. I would love to have 10 of these plants. All right. So, handful of dirt. Probably too much. All right, handful of dirt. Smush it down a little bit. A handful of, I should have cut the hole bigger, but that's okay. Handful of vermiculite. Sprinkle it all around. Maybe another handful. There we go. Water that down. Just spritz the top to kind of settle everything. And I will be thoroughly watering these from the bottom. So let me go do that now. Let me go get my pan of water so these can be soaking stuff up. Soaking up water from the bottom. So put the lid on. I have this pan. I'm going to scoot it over. Okay, I'm going to set the pan up here. And then I'll put this in there. Let me go get some water. Okay, I'm back. I'm not watering these from the top because I do not want to disturb the seeds that I just planted. And it's okay for the rain and snow to water from the top because they'll go through those little holes and do their thing. But every other time that I need to water these, I'll be watering from the bottom. So All right, so that one's in there, working on soaking up the water. Scoot that over a little bit. Have room to work. Okay, so let's do the next one. Okay, that was, uh-oh, you know what I didn't do? I've lost my packet. Where's my packet? What I didn't do, and y'all don't do this, this is very important. Always put your tag in there. Now, the other people that do the winter sowing, they usually, some of them make tags to put inside, and then they also, since on the milk jugs you're putting tape around, you're cutting them in half, leaving a hinge, and then you're taping them shut again, and they'll write the names on their tag on the inside, and they'll write their names, the name of the plant, on the tape on the outside. But I just do my little tags in there. I did that last year. It worked great. Okay, and I'm sorry about the camera angle and my lack of skills, but it is what it is. I think we discussed in last week's video that I'm a lazy gardener. Also apparently a lazy YouTuber. But I mean, I do try to put this out for informational purposes and entertainment value for whatever that's worth. But for the majority, this is a documentary for me to help me see what I've done, what worked, what didn't work, and just my gardening journey, just learning as I go and trying to help others hopefully learn along with me. But gardening is definitely a learning process. I don't think it comes naturally to most people. So anyway, if y'all hang out with me and you enjoy the videos, you know, please like, please subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, leave them below. My videos will never be highly edited, polished videos, but it's my simple country life, and I'm just keeping it simple. So let's go on to the next seeds we're going to plant. Second bucket filled with about 2/3 of soil, as so. All right, we got butterfly weed. Now this is one I winter sowed last year, and it did not do great for me. I did get about 3 or 4 plants, and they are planted down in the long deck border down here, but they never really do much. So I'm hoping maybe this year they'll do more than the ones that I planted last year, that they'll come back and do something. Okay, this wants a 1/4 inch, which is good. And it says pre-chilling improves germination, and I'm going to go ahead and put my sticker in there so I don't, my label in there so I don't forget to do that. And let's see if we can get 10 of these in here. Let me just do 8 because it does say container friendly, 4 plants per 24-inch container. Oh, okay, but I can plant them. They'll come up small, so I can do them better than that. So, and all these native plants, everything I'm sowing today are native plants, and they will be going in the St. Francis garden, and if I have enough, some of the white ones will be going in the New Moon garden that we now jokingly call the Bruno bed. So these are interesting looking seeds. I don't know if you can see them, but they're pretty interesting looking, and they're fairly big. So let's see how many of these we can get. Oh, we want to do a 1/4 inch, so let me use my skewer. I think I got 10 holes. I'm going to call it that. And since these didn't do great for me last year, I'm going to put 2 in each hole. And I probably should have done that with the Missouri Primrose, but I did not. All right, so I'm going to put 2 in each hole, and I'm covering up each hole as I drop the 2 seeds in. And if you hear wheezing, that is our dog Mickey. When I went in to get the water, he wanted to come out with me. Or actually, when I went in to get the vermiculite, he wanted to come out with me. So he's out here, and he has chronic bronchitis. He gets medication twice a day and breathing treatments twice a day. And he's just our sweetheart. I may have done 11 in here, I'm not sure. I think I got overzealous with making holes, but that's okay. All of these germinate. I'll be ecstatic because, oh, there's the neighbor. Now listen to this. He is a Maltese mix, but we tease about him being part coon dog because he has got the craziest bark for a little dog. And it's like, where's that coming from? He's so funny. Yep. The neighbor's out on his four-wheeler. Mickey's not having it. How dare you? How dare you ride your four-wheeler? All right, just putting the vermiculite on. He's just checking his mail. But Mickey's taking offense, and that's okay. All right, so there we go. We've got the seeds in there. You can really tell a lot from this, can't you? The vermiculite, let's spray it down with some water. Oh my goodness. And I won't be putting the lid on this because y'all are sitting on the other lids and to try to tilt y'all some more. So that didn't water down very good, but okay. We're gonna set you in the water and let you be soaking that up. All right, what do we want to do next? And since this is just rinse and repeat on these, I'm going to do the rest of these off screen, and then I'll bring you back when I'm ready to put everything where it's going to go, okay? There's my 6 ice cream buckets for winter sowing, all tucked in. I've got them in the 6x2 1-foot Vigo bed just to hang out for some protection. They should get afternoon and evening sun here. We should be getting rain tonight, which will be good for them. And so these will just hang out here until spring, and whatever germinates and comes to fruition will get planted in the Moon Garden and the St. Francis Garden. So I look forward to keeping an eye on those. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them below. I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow my channel, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you for stopping by, and y'all come back.